We're live!
Ooh.
Hey, everybody. Hey, squad, and welcome. It's Monday night, TGIM. It's Monday night, and it is time for the Rescue Squad. I'm really excited about tonight because you guys, some of you may not even know who our guests are, but after tonight, you're going to know who they are, and you're going to be able to follow them and go to their sales, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys know me. I'm Misty, the Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter. You can find me here on YouTube and on Instagram. And no, it's opposite. And my co-host is Michael, the Cult of Vintage. I'm going to let him do a little bit of introduction to himself, themselves,
and all of the multiple personalities and voices that go on in this hat.
Right.
Still Michael Todd, primary personality, and of course we're the Cult of Vintage on Instagram, and of course on YouTube. That's me.
That's you. All right. So down below here, I will have Marcy go ahead and do her little introduction about herself and where you can find her.
I'm Marcy. I'm the Vintage Bulldog on Instagram and on YouTube, but not much on YouTube, but mostly on Instagram. I sell mostly vintage kitsch. Kitsch being everything that is cute and is vintage and weird and all the good things. So yeah, so you can find me on Instagram. So yay!
All right, and my lovely cat eye sister, eyeglass sister, over there is Stephanie. And Stephanie, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about you?
All right. Well, I like to say I am a full-time nurse by day and I sell vintage by night, although it's not really just by night. But I've been a nurse for 5 years, and about 4 years ago, I fell into this vintage world, this community, and I started originally on Etsy and realized that was a big fail, and I found this community on Instagram and I haven't left. So yeah, going strong, hopefully forever till I'm an old lady, even though I'm already an old lady inside.
Oh, please.
Oh, God.
No, meaning I love all the old kitsch, give me a good tchotchke.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I think we all love us a good tchotchke. I think we have a few. I think we all have some shelves of tchotchkes. So I've been highlighting some of our friends that are popping in. There is Jamie Mid-Century Wasted, who is also a Southern California girl, Stephanie. I know we're like, Stephanie's got the palm tree in the background.
Oh my.
Good grief. And then we have Dagny, Flying Pig Thrifts. Hello, Dagny. We have Casey.
Hey, Carrie.
And we have Susan, Pickled Tink. We have all kinds of our friends are here. Now, Stephanie and Marcy. Now, I have sold on Instagram before, and it isn't as easy. We're going to talk a little bit about the differences between selling on YouTube, having live vintage sales on YouTube, and how they differ a little bit from the live sales on Instagram. The format is a little bit different. Michael and I have talked several times about how we really like the way that you guys do your sales. And I'll let you guys talk a little bit more about that. We call them offer ups, but I know the lingo is also different in the Instagram sales as well.
Tomato.
It's similar, but it's different, And I do want to say to all of our friends that are watching right now, if you have a question or a comment that you really want answered and you want us to see it, the best way to do it is to type it in all caps. You can yell at us. We don't mind. It's easier to see, in the chat if it's in all caps. Oh, and I see Carrie says let me say this right. ISNAFT. Oh, IN after dark.
Yes.
Why don't we talk a little bit what that means? What does that mean exactly?
I don't know if we can on YouTube.
Well, I mean, We can say it in a family-friendly way.
Been done, okay.
So ISN is our sellers group Instagram shop network that Stephanie and I are both a part of. And I think there's like 500 shops or something. There's about 30 of us that sell live, like on a regular basis. And our actual hashtag is ISN Live Sales. But Stephanie and Allison, Skeleton Keys in the Closet, and I we like to go live late, and we like to push the boundaries, let's say, of topics that we talk about, and we like to make some jokes that there may be a drag queen quote or two mentioned,
Or
just
two.
Yeah, just a few. So
Yeah. Drag race does get brought up quite often.
I don't know where it comes from. I really don't.
mean, you can't not love a good RuPaul reference.
Right?
I'm just
So,
saying.
yeah.
Marcy gonna
We
get
may
started.
go to drag queen or two.
Uh-oh, Marcy's frozen.
Marcy.
She's frozen.
Well, I'll take
It's that
over.
Wisconsin weather.
Wait, Minnesota. She's in Minnesota.
Minnesota. I'm thinking.
She just saw Michelle. It's okay.
I mean,
She
might
wasn't
as
from
well,
Wisconsin.
be Wisconsin.
It might as well.
They're close. They're close.
That's what threw me. I know. Yeah.
So it is a lot of fun, I will say. They can get a little saucy. It can get a little saucy, but it's on Instagram, and it's an adult show. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well,
not.
it's never derogatory. It's never.
No.
It's never pointed or sharp humor. It's nothing to make anybody feel bad. It's all good, adult, clean fun. Shall
It
we
is.
say.
You know what? I have to stop because I'm really, really excited. I've been
Ooh.
waiting to see the little F there because
Hey.
we are also streaming live on Facebook. Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter. I do have a Facebook. It's not really a group. It's just a page because Lord knows I'm not doing a group. There are lots of groups and I can't keep track of everything. So Carla Kent Simmerly, she's got the first. Carla, you have the first Facebook thing to pop up. So thank you, Carla. But Carla wants to know, how do you sell on Instagram?
Well,
There's a couple different ways.
yeah. I mean, let's see. How did I never tried selling just on my own on Instagram. I did get into the Instagram shop network, and this is a really great way to boost your shop on Instagram because it's really all about breaking through the algorithm and tricking the algorithm so that your shop gets seen more often versus someone else's shop, using the right hashtags and things like that. But mainly if you're in a group, and there are other seller groups, vintage seller groups on Instagram, but we have things like podding. I know Marcy doesn't pod, but I pod. She hates it.
Well, what is that exactly?
So,
Yeah.
Sarah Coleman is the creator of our group, Instagram Shop Network, and she's known as the Traveling Button on Instagram, who Michael just bought the amazing TV table lamp from. I was like, oh my God, I want that, but no. So,
It's beautiful.
yeah, it really is so pretty. So she created this, and you can sign up to be in groups of, you're in a private message group, and there's usually about 10 people in each group, and each day it's your responsibility to go through, like their posts, and comment on every third post, and comment at least 4 or more words on their posts. And this boosts that person's shop. So you're supporting one another because they're doing the same for you. And it's breaking through that algorithm, having your shop being seen more, popping up more, along with hashtags. And then there's also, it's not mandatory, but it helps if you answer comments back, which I never have time to answer comments back, but that will also help boost your shop in Instagram,
Right.
and break the algorithm as well, to answer your comments. And even if you're not doing pod work, answering your comments that people comment on your posts within an hour usually will help bring your shop more to the forefront and not get lost and never seen.
In like in a broader sense though, there's really like 3 ways to sell on. I mean, 3 like ways you can post your items for sale on Instagram. You can post them on your sale feed, which would be like a static sale where you post, you know, each item and different pictures and whatever. You can post it in your stories, which then disappears after 24 hours. And some people who are more like creative and like really like aesthetically pleasing, they'll post it in their story sales. That way it doesn't clog up their feed. And then you could sell in a live sale like you guys do on Instagram or on YouTube, but it's on Instagram. So in a more like broader sense, like that's just, it's really easy. You know, you claim in the comments of the item, and if on the static sales and in the live sales and in story sales, you send them a message. So
now when you say static sales, is that the drops that you do? Those
Yeah,
are the
like-
drops.
Yeah, like
Where-
in your feed.
yeah, where
Yeah.
you post each individual item in individual photos on your feed.
Yeah.
And that's like the OG way to sell on Instagram.
That's what I said. We were just talking, Misty and I was like, well, no, they call them static, but I'm used to them calling, because I remember back in the day, it's a claim sale. Like
Right.
the first person in the comments that put claim,
Yes.
and that's why everybody called it claim
Yeah.
sale. And I was like, I don't think anybody uses the hashtag claim sale anymore.
No.
I call it fastest fingers, and a lot of people don't like that. Like they don't like it being dependent on Wi-Fi speed and like that kind of stuff. But I still have a lot of customers who've been with me for a long time who are like, "Can you just post it in your feed? I don't understand this live sale business."
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I have gotten a lot of people that have said to me, "Can't you just list this stuff on eBay? Can we just buy it on eBay?" Because it's for the same reason that it's, you know, the pressure of, you know, of being the fastest one, and internet speeds do vary, and that's out of everybody's control. I mean, we can't, you know, control that. There are different ways. Like if you watch on your phone, sometimes that feed is faster than on your computer or your iPad, or, you know, if you're watching it on your TV and you're trying to claim it, forget it, because the
There
TV,
you go. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just
Yeah,
seeing the
no,
comment.
don't watch it on
Yeah.
TV because it's
it's way lagged on your TV. But the thing of it is, the reason why it's so much nicer is because you don't have to take pictures, and you can actually, during a live sale, you know, if you're posting pictures and you're doing it like a static sale on Instagram, then you still have to take the pictures. You know, you're still
Right.
kind of staging the pictures and making sure your lighting as well. And so, but it's still a quicker sale than letting it
Yeah.
sit on Facebook, and there's no fees.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
There's no eBay fees.
Yep.
Right.
So Daniel says there are shops on Instagram.
I'm shook. I'm
Yes.
disappointed, Daniel. It's a good thing I'm sitting down right now, mister, because honey, let me tell you what, there are shops. You're missing out
What
on
are
life.
you doing, Michael? I thought you wanted to keep your honey hole quiet.
Oh, he does. Trust me. He's already given me the right act for saying, you're going to explode. You're going to expose these. I wanted this stuff. But here's the deal. These sales are so, the products, the items that they are bringing are just, they're amazing things. And that's the thing that I love so much about the vintage reselling community, is because we're not finding the same things. Like, you know, Stephanie, you and Marcy aren't going to have the exact same thing in every sale. Yeah, there's some Rushton Santas, and there, you know, this, that, and the other that you may have similar, but from week to week, it's going to be different things. So you're opening up the vintage for everybody. And I mean, people have told me, I can't believe that you're promoting this and this person. You're just having more competition for yourself. But this community is so wonderful. I think that there's vintage for everybody.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's
absolutely.
what's so great, because everyone has their own little niche, especially on Instagram. I mean, if you want to find kitsch tchotchkes, you're going to go to Marcy or me. If you want to find boho, I mean, there is like vintage boho.
Yeah.
There is everything. Someone who just wants to sell linen, jewelry. I mean,
Yes.
there is such a different, and you can find a lot of that stuff just by searching hashtags. You'll find them, or even, you know, I mean, that's the great thing about the hashtag, is it categorizes everything.
And I think a lot of people don't necessarily, because we've had the hashtag conversation before on a Monday night, and people are like, Stop talking about the hashtags. I don't understand what's a hashtag.
Well, I think it's
They're
also the
tedious,
context.
yeah.
I think it's the context that I think as YouTubers, we're putting it into, because seriously, like you guys, and I know some people are hesitant to want to get or to sign up to yet another social media
Yeah.
account, but Instagram really is an amazing place. It is full of amazing people that are selling amazing items, and you guys are missing out on. I mean, these two women here are just prime examples. Like, it's like I will message Misty and Michelle being like, I can't talk because they're having a live sale. Like, you will not get a hold of me. If there is an Instagram live sale, I ain't talking to you.
Well, truth be told, Misty's usually in bed. He turns into a pumpkin after a certain. I mean, Misty likes to like go to bed and turn everything off. But Michael and Michelle they'll outbid one another, and there's no friendship in a live. I mean, there is, but you know, like you get what you want.
Yes.
And yeah.
Y'all missed a good one the other night. The elbows were out. They were sharpened. They were pointy. They were expensive elbows.
I tell you what, though, too, about Instagram in itself, if you are a reseller or you are doing, you know, an eBay or you're a content creator or whatever, and you're not linked on to Instagram, you're really doing yourself a really big disservice, because Instagram is a growing platform, and I don't even really look at Facebook much anymore. I'm who's popping on here now?
Marcy.
Oh, did Marcy
okay.
freeze again?
She froze again. Let's see.
Girl, you frozen.
Girl. Nope. She'll come. She'll be back. She'll be back. So yeah, the Instagram sales are wonderful. And okay, so Katie's question. Hey, Katie, do you find that Instagram is easier or harder to sell on versus YouTube?
You know, I think they're kind of similar, actually, because you need a following. You need people learn your niche and what it is you like to sell, and they're either going to follow you because they like what you have to sell, or they're not. And I think that's very parallel with YouTube. It's people either like you or they hate you. I mean, they're going to buy your stuff or they're not, you know. So I think I think they might be pretty similar.
Okay, there's Marcy. She's looking so frustrated right now.
Marcy's gonna kick her modem.
No, she's frozen again. She's frozen again. Oh, they're kind of.
No.
Kind of.
No.
It's all right, girl. It's just technology.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand half of it.
It's all right. You know, we're very laid back. We do what we can. You know, we roll with the punches.
That's right.
We've all had
goodness,
the buffering issues.
I think the other night, Sarah Traveling Button was on Facebook live sale because sorry, there's a airplane. Sorry.
It's all right. Well, you Instagram girls are a mess.
She was on Facebook Live and actually had to stop there and go onto Instagram because of technical difficulties. It just wasn't happening there. So, you know, you go with the flow.
You do. And the more you get used to it, the easier it is. Because I remember when I first started doing YouTube sales and I'd have the buffering and you'd like be hyperventilating and like break out into hives and stuff because you're so nervous. But now it's like, it's just buffering. It'll be back.
Eventually
we'll be back. Yeah. So to answer Katie's question, yeah, I think that it's about the same.
Yeah.
To me, when I was doing the Instagram sales, because I would do like 10 bonus things on Instagram after my YouTube sales, to me, going on Instagram afterwards just felt like I could like breathe. I don't know why, but I just felt like it was more relaxed and it wasn't as pressure. I don't know why, but maybe I don't know why I did, but
Well, I'll tell you this. That was the first thing I ever bought from you, Misty, was going from your YouTube live over to Instagram because I couldn't get my numbers and crap in fast enough on YouTube. So it was a nice little slower break.
it does seem that way. And I don't know if it's because, you know, a lot of my followers on YouTube maybe don't have an Instagram. And so there were fewer people watching, which is always, you know, that's always beneficial to the buyers. That's not necessarily the sellers, but yeah. Okay. So Connie, Marcy, do you have an answer to this? Should you open a business account on Instagram or post on your personal Instagram page?
So there is definitely a benefit to having a business account on Instagram because Instagram gives you like insights is what they call it, like business insights. They tell you like who's watching, what are the peak times, all of those things. And Instagram, because I was set up as a personal account until probably about a year ago when Sarah from the Traveling Button was like, girl, you got to get with it. You gotta change it to a business account because you do get all this information. You get demographic information, you get times and dates and days of the week, and you get all that kind of stuff on your business account. So there's definitely a benefit to doing a business account.
Do you get like, so far as your analytics, do you get like an age demographic in those?
Yes.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. Can we share that information? Is anybody hesitant? And
because Michael, let me tell you, Michael is ate up on the demographic or the analytics. He will message me. And he's like, "Do you know what I saw on my analytics?" And I'm like, "I don't do numbers, Michael. I don't do numbers."
Yeah, I probably open my insights like once a week. I'm not like, I look mostly at the times and the days of the week.
Okay.
It even tells you what area of the country, like cities and stuff. Like,
does it really? Oh, I want YouTube to do that. YouTube, do you hear that? Instagram is doing that.
So my top locations was tiny. I mean, I'm just like, sorry. And
Michael's head's gonna explode.
See my whole. Anyways, my highest percentage, 30% of my sales are people from the age 35 to 44.
Ooh, younger.
So, and then followed by 45 to 54, and then the next highest is 25 to 34.
Yep, and mine are the same except for the third is, it's, what did you say, 35 to 44, and then 45 to 54, and then the next highest for me is 55 to 64, and then 25 to 34 is the fourth.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a way to get to make a broad range in your demographic.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That does make sense because Instagram, for the most part, seems like to be a younger crowd. But listen, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
All
Michael,
of you that are watching
do
right
male
now
versus female.
Yes,
separate
we
out
do have
the gender
that.
too. Yeah.
We do have that. Listen, I prefer Instagram. If you have a Facebook account, you can totally do Instagram. And Margaret has a good question or a good comment, and it's true. Vintage Peep Show is Margaret Quinn. Instagram confuses me as it's designed to navigate on a cell phone or smartphone. Not all features can be accessed via my laptop, and that is very true.
Yes.
You can't post things on your laptop. I think you can reply. Can you?
Yes, you can reply. Yeah.
You can reply. You can send messages on your computer, but you can't add anything to your own page, basically.
Right.
It's very much cell phone generated. Now, you used to not be able to do anything on the PC. It was all your cell phone.
Yeah.
But the thing that I like about Instagram is like your feed, like your Facebook feed, your feed in Instagram is not muddled up by everything. You know, it's very streamlined, and the things that you like or the things that you are interested in, those are the things that you're following those things, and so you're seeing all the vintage things.
Yeah.
You're seeing so it's very much a way to get the things that interest you streamlined into your view, and you don't have to deal with like the politics and the
Yes.
You know, this, that, and the other.
Yes.
Yes. I try to keep
Instagram
that stuff.
quite. That's
Go
the
ahead.
only thing about the algorithm that I like.
Yes.
Is that, well, I don't even know if that's part of the algorithm, the whole recommended
be.
feed. I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it will follow, it shows you things not in your main feed, but in the recommended based on the things that you are searching. So
Yes.
if you are just, if you're searching kitschy, mid-century modern, and then you're going in and you're viewing those things and liking those things and commenting, then that's all you see. Instagram quite literally is exactly what you make it to be.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the beauty of Instagram.
Yeah.
You're not going to see things that you're just trying to not deal with. And you get to meet these wonderful people on Instagram. There are really good, it's a great community on Instagram.
Yeah, it really, really is. It's a lot of fun. And as with, I mean, it's the same thing with YouTube. You know, your hashtags are very, very important. Your tags on any kind of social media platform is very important. I mean, even on Facebook, it is as well. I think with Instagram, it's a little bit more prominent. That's because that's what's kind of fine tuning the content that you're seeing in your feed, which I think is really, like Michael said, it's a nice feature. Picasso Cat says, do you have to start from scratch with followers if you switch to a business account?
No.
No.
Yep. Nope.
Nope.
Now
And
the people that you are following, I think you have to kind of
No.
no. See,
Every-
It literally just changes your account to business, and then then you get
And that is
opened up
free,
to all the
correct?
insights.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
You can
only
pay for promos, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
nobody does.
There's no reason to. I have a personal Instagram. I don't post anything personal anymore. Pretty much my Instagram is my Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter is just me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't even pay attention to the other one anymore.
Yep. I do the same thing. Everything goes on my Instagram, on my Vintage Bulldog feed. So if you're following me, you are getting mostly vintage, but some toddlers, some foster cats, some kind of everything. So, and some drag race, of course. So,
Yes. And Angela wants to know.
Marcy.
Marcy is now I love me some drag race too. I do.
Marcy
I
can
love
drop
me.
a quote from any episode, any
Oh.
season, at any drop. I mean, she lives, eats, and breathes drag.
I
race.
can probably find a quote for most situations.
Pick
Let's
a
say
queen,
most.
pick a queen.
Pick a queen, any queen.
I gotta finish season 3. That's where I'm at.
That's so exciting.
Oh, season 3? Really?
I watched it a long time ago, and I think I watched like season 4 or 5 or something, and then I never watched it again. And so I was like, well, if I'm gonna do this for Marcy, I might as well start from the beginning. So
Yep.
Makes sense.
I started watching again from season 4 though, because season 4 is one of my faves. Not that all the seasons are not good, but season 4 is really good. So there's
Anything with Vanjie on it's my favorite.
love her.
I
Love
know.
her. I won't do it, but I
Yeah.
thought about it seriously.
I love me some Vanjie.
I know.
And I love me some Tangela.
Yes. Oh my god, I just rewatched her lip sync from All Stars where oh my god, it was so funny.
She's freaking beautiful. Gosh darn
I
it.
know. But it was the one where she wore the fat suit, and I'm totally blanking on the song. Oh my god, it was so funny. Anyway, her and Trixie, it was
This
amazing.
is not ISN After Dark.
sorry.
We'll have to do that. That will be for the next live sale. Daniel, clink clink to the Mountain Dew. I know you got one in your hand right now, sir. But Daniel wants to know: can you go live on YouTube and at Instagram at the same time? No, but darn it,
I think so.
wouldn't that be?
That would
great?
be nice.
Wouldn't that be nice?
$1 million idea right there. Let's
Daniel, get on that. Start writing your
Right?
congressman, Daniel, and you're
Get that patent.
congressman.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Oh, hi, Hot Mess. Hot Mess is another great.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Ooh.
Is another great Instagram seller as well, Amanda.
Mhm.
Amanda she comes over to YouTube often as well. So Amanda's kind of exploring both. And I think Amanda would be like, yeah, I like Instagram better. I like Instagram live sales a lot.
Mhm.
I haven't done one in a very long time. Okay, so Diane says, on a business account, can you add photos to Instagram via a desktop computer or just your phone?
I think
Yeah,
it's just your phone.
It's just your phone. Yeah.
The business account really is for you to be able to look at back-end analytics so that
Right.
you can then, as a business, better suit the needs of the people that are or are not, or the people you're trying to reach
Right.
via your posts, your Instagram stories, etc.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it also allows you to I totally forgot. Oh, it allows you to do promos, like to pay for promos.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
But
And Instagram would really like you to do that, because then Instagram makes money, but you don't need to. You basically need to self-promote and promote and promote.
post every day. You need
Use
to
the
post
right
at least every day.
hashtags, post every day. Yeah.
Yeah, the more active you are, it's same with any social media platform. The more active you are, the better your views and everything are going to be. Diana Anson, the blue wrenches on Facebook or on YouTube basically mean that someone is a moderator, and a moderator is just someone that can kind of say, no, you can't talk that way, and just kind of manage the people that are here.
They moderate the chat.
They moderate the chat. Let's see.
Which, can I ask you, ladies? I do have a question. When you are, it's been a while since I went live on Instagram, and knock on wood that you have not nor will ever have to deal with the issue. But have you ever had an issue with somebody maybe in the sale that necessarily didn't belong there, I guess?
Oh, like a troll?
A troll. And are you able to deal with that? So far as kicking them out, or
So we've never had a troll. We had one buyer who I blocked for non-payment, and the person I was going live with had not blocked her. So then she was allowed to come in and claim things. And so that was an issue. But we took care of it after the sale. I just made sure that anything that she claimed, I wrote down a backup for, like whoever else was bidding. And then I took care of it after the chat, because I basically contacted her and said, listen, you're not allowed to buy from my shop. I'm sending it to the backup, And
that happens. I mean, that happens on YouTube as well. And I think that you handled it the right way. It's important not to publicly blast somebody, because that's just a crappy thing to do. I mean, they made you mad. Yeah. Because, you were expecting them to pay for the items that they claimed, but you're also a businesswoman too. And you have to maintain that, business.
Yeah.
Thing.
And that we do have that aspect in our community, our ISN group. I mean, that's part of it. We're, for the most part, a pretty drama-free group, but it is a place to come and say, hey, has anyone sold to this person before? I'm having a problem. And then you'll get feedback. Oh yeah, I had X, Y, and Z happen, or they've been great. They've always bought from me. I've never had any issue. So it's a place to discuss and get support from one another and find out we, just like you guys do on your live sales, you have your repeat customers and the people who buy from you time and time again. And it's the same thing on Instagram. You get to know who your customers are. And when someone comes in new, you just kind of cross your fingers. And for the most part, it works out. And, there's always a bad apple in every basket, right? So,
yeah. And in this community in general, usually, I mean, I know that for the YouTube live sales, we have a kind of a group chat thing, and people will say, do you have so-and-so's address, or, so we kind of share that if someone hasn't claimed, because I mean, in the customer's defense, there are so many live sales going on. And if customers buying from 15 different live sales, they probably forget, did I contact them? Did I not? And so having that little bit of grace, I think, but when is important, but when it's every week, you're just come on.
Yep.
I'm trying to go back here.
Yeah.
And see if there's any other, go ahead.
Amy is right about the music, though. If you are a business account on Instagram, you cannot use any copyrighted music.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
because
we
you're
did
promoting a
have it for
business.
like a funsies time, and then
Yeah, I have not transferred over to a business
Yeah.
account
it
because
took it away. It's such poo poo.
It's so poo poo.
I want the music because I like the music.
Mhm.
So I haven't made that jump over to a business account.
There's a lot of Instagram people up in here in the
There
chat tonight.
are.
See,
I know.
come on.
Shout out to Amy.
Yeah, because we were like, you better be there, or
Or else.
All
or
of our
else.
ISN peeps, right?
I know what this
Ooh.
sounds like, Sarah.
Amy girl, you out the pod, girl. She's out the pod.
Katie, all I want to say again, I say this every Monday night, but God bless you, Katie. Katie's Vintage and Vinyl, she always has her questions are like they're sent from God. You're like, I think God puts these questions in her, like, okay, I will ask that. So, I mean, it's just perfect. Katie says, what's the best way to beat the algorithm to get your posts out there? Any ideas, any suggestions?
So I think the hashtags are key. I was very resistant to hashtags for a long time, but hashtags are key. The number of hashtags, variety of hashtags on your post. I try to hashtag at least one hashtag in each of my stories too. Even if it's like, I make it really tiny and I put it down in the corner, at least it's like a hashtag. And then I try to use ISN hashtags, at least multiple ISN hashtags on everything, and replying to all the comments and liking all the comments, just being as active and interactive as you can possibly be, sharing other accounts really help, cross posting. I'm sure Misty is so annoyed that I tag her every single time I find a comment.
I'm not annoyed at all. You do it
but
every
it's just
day.
like one more thing. It's like
Do it every day.
Yep. It's just one more thing that you could like shout out to some other people, and one more way to interact and get people to see your post.
So maybe for some people that aren't really familiar with what does a hashtag do? It's
essentially a search tool. I mean, essentially it's a category or a search tool for posts and for items on Instagram. So I tag everything kitschy, cute, kitsch, kitschy vintage kitsch, like every single combination of those words that you could possibly think of. And then a lot of the napkin or Napco left in, Holt Howard, all of the, all of those things are great hashtags for the kind of stuff that I sell. So.
Also too, when you're putting in your hashtags, it should pop up the list of what the hashtags are, and then it should say underneath how many posts there are to this hashtag. You don't want to go with I'm going to tag vintage, which has 5 million posts under that hashtag. You want to go with something that is, I would say, under 200,000 at the
That's a good tip. That's a really good tip.
You're going to be seen more that way versus getting lost in the 5 million hashtag. Not that you shouldn't use it, but make sure your hashtags are a well-rounded. You don't want none that only has 100 posts either. So, because then really no one's going to see that. They're just as bad as 1.5 million posts. So, is
there something because I did this for a while, just because it was easy, where I would just copy and paste hashtags. Now, is it important to use different hashtags and not the same ones?
Yes.
Every post. Yeah.
You can't just copy and paste the hashtags. And I try to I have about 6 hashtags that I copy and paste on most of my posts, but I try to do at least 15 on every post. So you can there's a ton of variety. I'm only reusing 6, and I try to make sure that the hashtags are relevant to the item or to the post. So if I'm posting something that is Lefton, it's going to be tagged Lefton. It's going to be tagged Bluebird. It's going to be tagged, all of the things that are relevant to that, And Stephanie is exactly right. I try to stay between hashtags that have between 50,000 and 300,000 posts. It's not always perfect, but that's kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been playing with that on YouTube as well because I have my settings auto generated. And so when I put out a new video, I have the same hashtags. And so I've been playing with that a little bit too. I've been like taking them all off and then just manually adding hashtags. I don't know that it's made a huge difference yet, but I would think that it would be somewhat similar.
Right.
I do. I think it would be somewhat similar.
Yeah, the bottom.
Oh, go ahead, Michael.
Well, I was just going to say, the idea when you are a user on Instagram and you want to post something, you're putting that pound sign, the number sign in front of a word. And when you do that, it attaches that photo to that search. So then if I want to search kitschy, when Marcy used that hashtag in front of kitschy, I will see, hopefully, I will see Marcy's photo. So it's just like the hashtags are simply saying, I want my photo to be seen if somebody searches this word.
Right.
And you can follow those hashtags now too.
Yes.
So if you want to follow kitschy hashtag, it's going to show up in your feed.
It's sort of like if you go on eBay and you're typing in a search, or Etsy, and you're typing in a search for kitschy home decor or whatever, then you're not typing in hashtag because eBay and Etsy has this search button that you can do. I mean, and you can do that on Instagram too. You can just type in, you don't have to say hashtag, you can just type in the search and those things will pull up, but it's just Instagram's way of adding you to that big list of things that will be seen.
Right.
Pam says, how as a viewer and purchaser do I get on Instagram? I'm not very savvy. Is it free?
Yes.
It's free.
It's free until you start going to the live sales, and then it's not so free.
No, it ain't.
You don't have to pay to go to a live sale. It's just you're gonna want all the stuff.
You're gonna want all the stuff at the live sale.
So it's just like Facebook. It's free. You sign up. It's a social media platform. You can, choose your name, your profile picture, and all of those things. And then how you buy is based on the format of the sale. So if it's a claim sale, then you claim in the comments, and in the live sales you claim in the comments, just like you do here on YouTube. So pretty simple.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, which Facebook now owns Instagram, by the way,
right?
If you are a user on Facebook, Instagram is far, and I do mean far, easier
and it's more enjoyable.
Navigate. There's not all of these bells and whistles. It sounds confusing, but everything is new when it's new.
Yeah.
Once you learn it and get used to it, which is very easy to do on Instagram, you're gonna love it. You really will.
Much more intimate, I like to say.
It is. It's almost like it's a social media platform that's custom designed. Like you're customizing the things that you want to see in your feed. So if you don't want to see something about, what Uncle Fester's posting about, politics, you don't have to, you don't have to see that. You're fine tuning it what you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Deborah, my goodness. Deborah said, I bought an item on a live sale that was not permitted to cross borders. It was destroyed by customs. Can I ask for my money back from the seller? I mean, I would try. I mean, that doesn't mean the seller's going to do that. I mean, I would think you would.
Deborah, girl, what you buying?
Yeah, what you buy, Deborah?
What did they sell you?
Deborah. No, but really, I mean, I think that is something that each individual seller would have to answer. I mean, I think that the seller would probably ask for some sort of proof, whether that be an email or that you got from customs or whatever. I would hope that a seller would work with you somehow, at least give you half of your money back, or, because the seller, it's not their fault necessarily either, but maybe they should have done their homework a little bit more to see what things can be sent, Deborah, over
it's
the
all
border.
about your customer service, because at the end of the day, you're a business. I had somebody claim something on my feed, and I do cross post sometimes when things sit on my Instagram feed on Mercari or whatever, some other platform, to get it out. And I had sold it on another platform. Somebody had claimed the item that I forgot to remove from my feed, And I was like, I'm so sorry. This is no longer available. And you know what? Because of my mistake, you can have 15% off any item,
Yeah.
you know, in my store. Like, and that's until you use it. It's not going to expire. Because, you know, that's on me. I made that mistake. It's my, and I don't want to
Absolutely.
lose that customer because
We
I made an error.
we did have an item that was confiscated by customs, but it was an eBay sale. We shipped a radio overseas. I have no idea why it was confiscated by customs, but eBay took care
What
of
was
it.
in that radio?
Really?
Nothing that I know of.
Hooked inside.
It was just two. I mean, like,
Was it a
vintage, like,
vintage?
it was antique, so it was a tube radio. So
Maybe it
it was
was some
probably-
kind of
Yeah.
compound or chemical or
Probably.
no idea, but it was on eBay, so eBay took care of it. But it was very strange. I got an email from eBay saying that your radio was not able to be shipped to the country or to the buyer, but it will be at no cost to you. And I'm like, it was what?
And
Okay.
extra global shipping, the global,
The
shipping is great. I
Yeah.
would not send anything. I wouldn't ship anything overseas if it wasn't for the global shipping program on eBay. I'm gonna have Michael answer Buying Space's question. What is a kitsch? Michael about fell out of his chair.
I'm a bit offended. I mean, what is kitsch? Kitsch is, we have had this conversation privately a number of times because I have struggled myself even with the idea of kitsch. Now, I don't know the Webster's Dictionary definition of kitsch or kitschy, but to me, when I hear the word kitsch or kitschy, I think of a very specific era or period of time, which this is where we've had the discussion, from, I would say, late 40s to late 50s, where it is typically, for me, it can be overly saturated colors, but also pastels played a very prominent role in kitsch. Anthropomorphism was a huge drive to kitschy. So
That's my favorite word.
what?
I'm just gonna say
Anthropomorphic.
anthropomorphic. Mhm.
I know it's a great word. So
What's my
things
favorite
that
thing?
Throw a face
they
on
were
it.
assigned
It's-
human faces, just some very out there, kitsch, man. Like Bonzo dogs. That's kitsch. Like rhinestone.
Are you
pink-
giving everybody a preview of what you're selling tomorrow?
Look at this is kitschy. Yes.
Is this this is a preview, y'all?
Since before. Those
Pink
are
elephants
adorable.
with rhinestone salt and pepper shakers.
Those are so
What is
cute.
that? You know what we call this today? We call it trashy. But back then it was cute and it still is cute and lovable. But
Uh-huh.
it was not high. It was not high taste. It was disposable. It was very youthful and
Tacky.
imaginative and tacky.
Tacky's a-
It
Tacky is so good.
kitschy
And-
and cute.
Sometimes it was like homemade, like
Yes.
very
Oh,
like
that's the best kitsch. Is
oh,
the
I
homemade
know.
stuff.
Like the
Mhm.
best.
The horrible paint jobs and the
The
faces
Santa
on
with the sagging eye. Or
Yeah.
the best. And like the Japanese interpretation paintings.
Oh.
Those are,
Oh yeah.
oh, Mark's is gonna go get
she's
an
going to
example.
the
I
shelves,
got
y'all.
something. Don't worry.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Like these. Like
Oh, those are so good.
like
Are those the sequins
Carrie,
styrofoam?
Yes.
I messaged Carrie during the live the other night, and I said,
Yes.
Carrie, there is an ornament you need to get from Marcy.
yes, I could show you, but like these are made out of sequins. Like somebody made these in their home. Like yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's
Yeah.
something that you put it on your shelf and someone's gonna come over and they're gonna be like,
What is
that
that?
art? Yes, it's art. It's fine art.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like to have something on my walls that people are like, she's a little weird.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, it makes your decor interesting. And not very many people have that sequin bunny sitting on their shelf.
Nope.
More
It is-
people should though.
They should. They should. And it's so funny because I sell so much kitsch and there's still things that I buy that my husband is like, who is buying that? Like he is so like offended and like he's like, what is this?
You know, one of my favorite things that you had, and I was very upset because I was going to get it and then I didn't get it. And then I went back to get it and it was gone. But it was the plastic. You had the plastic onion on the plastic pole and the plastic
Oh,
basket with the plastic carrots.
like
I
the
had a
buttons
rabbit.
that I sold.
If y'all remember,
Yes.
I remember that plastic. It was like that, but not a rabbit. It was an onion with eyes and lips and lashes. Like that
Yes.
bitch
I just bought an onion, an anthropomorphic onion canister with the
Mm.
face on it with the matching garlic.
Oh, like the crying onion
Ooh.
faces. Yes, those are.
Well, this
there's
is like a
whole
canister.
line of those.
It's a canister. It's like this big, and it has
Yeah.
the lid at an antique. And sometimes these hoity-toity antique malls are just like they look down upon the kitsch,
They do.
Yes, they do.
and they're just like,
like fine.
and I'm like, I will buy all of it.
Yes.
And and sometimes when
Yes.
you take it up there, they're looking at you like, really?
Yes. I,
Like-
you know,
I'm doing you a favor taking this ugly thing.
Right.
off of your shelf.
Right. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Antique Galleria. You know, I will buy your anthropomorphic onion. Thank you very much.
You got another one in the back somewhere?
I love it.
Got more?
I love an old school antique mall because they're sometimes the best places to find kitsch. Like
Oh, yeah.
they know about Pyrex, they know about mid-century now, but they still have no idea about kitsch. So you'll find certain things that are priced like nothing. Like nothing.
I still swear by that people like don't think that they can buy things to resell at an antique mall. And
Oh gosh, that's where I
it's
find the
just
best stuff.
that's where I find all the cool things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Goodwill is a joke now.
Oh, don't even get me started on
I
Goodwill. It's Bad Will. It's not Goodwill, it's Bad Will.
Yeah. The
Now,
first time.
I used to be able to find all kinds of things in Goodwill. But that's not since they have figured out that they can sell those things on the internet because that's what they do.
Yeah. Right. The first time I've ever found anything like really good at Goodwill was actually when I went to Goodwill with Michelle in Milwaukee. Like literally like this past weekend. I found a QP in the original package at Goodwill. But yeah.
Michelle swears by her Goodwills. I mean, she's the only
Yeah.
one anymore that swears by her Goodwills because everybody else is like, oh, no.
No, mine are
Yeah.
cool.
I don't know. My Goodwills, the shelves are bare.
Yes.
I mean, even like the party goods shelf and the wicker shelves, they're bare. There's nothing on them. And in our Goodwill, you used to be able to get shoes for like $4.99. I was in there the other day and they had a pair of tennis shoes for like $29.99. And I was like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? These are used shoes for $29.99.
The last
No.
time I went to Goodwill, they had a pink Pyrex, the smallest one, the 404, and it was so faded. And they were asking $14.99 for it, and I was like, "You gotta be out of your damn!"
Right.
They think they like hit gold. Like, you guys,
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Well,
even
it's like-
resell this for $5 if I wanted to.
Now-
so like dishwasher damaged.
Will I still go into a Goodwill store? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I will, and honestly, to film a video mainly because the Goodwill videos on YouTube are the ones that those are the ones that everyone wants to see for some weird reason. I think they just want to see me get frustrated.
You know, I did an
You're
experiment.
like a pissed off Misty.
Yeah. Like
I did. And it's true. It is true. It is true. The number one video, which by the way, it can't be monetized because of the copyright on it, but is a Goodwill video. I put Goodwill
always
in the title and already I was like, oh. Okay.
I will say
I
that
found one thing.
I looked on my analytics to see what my highest performing video was for the last 28 days, or my highest performing playlist. It's the Vintage Rescue Squad.
Yay!
It
That's
is, I know.
awesome.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Will's
We
got
got it on.
Yeah, well, I had mine on earlier, but my dog was cuddling with me earlier, and she's just a hairy
I
beast.
I have kitties, but mine's in the wash. I bought a shirt, but it's in the washing machine.
I love them. They're so soft.
Yeah, they
Love
are.
them.
They are good t-shirts.
They're good. Will said, what about TikTok? I'm seeing resellers on there now. I can't figure out the TikTok to save my
I've
life.
never even touched TikTok.
Me neither.
I think that's for the
cannot figure it out.
generation.
Yeah.
TikTok is beyond.
I think that's because you know who I saw on there, right? It was Miss Jocelyn. And
Yes.
she came out hard on a video. I was like, look at that editing, all that music. I was like, that looks really complicated and hard. But I think, truthfully, and I agree, Stephanie, that it definitely is a much younger demographic. But I really do kind of think that there is a value in that because we are, of course, getting older. So the people that really we have to pass the vintage and antique. And for me, it's very much my heart is always going to be in the antique. I love the vintage, but especially the antiques because they have survived for so long. And who's going to be there to care for them or to take care of them or to value them and not just throw them away when they've had they're literally a piece of our history.
Yes.
So will see the value in TikTok. I can't figure it out.
But I mean, are they going to be interested in that, or are the 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds looking for the stuff from the 80s and the early 90s? You know,
But why am I looking for the stuff from the 50s? I don't know nothing about. I wouldn't allow. Misty wasn't allowed in the 50s. You know, Marcy was not allowed, but yet. And look at your demographics.
Right.
But also look at your demographics are younger than ours, and you guys are selling stuff primarily from the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing that I would struggle with on TikTok is, aren't your videos supposed to be really short? Because that's the thing that I would struggle with, because I know that when you post a community post or a story on YouTube, I think you only get like a minute, and like I'll start talking, then because like you can see the little wheels getting ready to run out, and so then you have to hurry up and say what you want to say in that minute of time. And I'm like, I can't physically do that. Like I can't just say something in a minute. It's gonna be
and the Instagram stories used to be that way, where they would cut you off after like 30 seconds or something, and then you'd be in the middle of a sentence, and you're like, but now it just, thankfully,
you just move on to the next story.
Learning curve.
Mindy, for the deaf community, please use closed caption. I'm deaf and I want to enjoy your show. That is something that I think that I have it on. I'm still trying to figure out if I do.
No, you can't. Because somebody commented on one of my YouTube videos saying, I really enjoy your videos. Could you please turn on the closed caption? And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know. I was like, of course, YouTube automatically closed captions your videos. It's not, we can't
do it.
A YouTuber can't say, I'm going to turn this button on. It doesn't exist for us. The reason that YouTube controls it is because they're saying that because it's auto-predictive, or not auto-predictive, but it literally listens to your audio. Yeah. So if your audio is not crystal clear and your diction is not on point, they will not assign closed caption to your, and that stinks. It really does.
And is it not even right on a live? It's not even possible.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty unfortunate. That's not being very inclusive, is it?
No. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like,
yeah, it's.
Well, let me go back and watch and see if there's something wrong with but I know some of the stuff with like the music overlays, I get it, but where there's no music overlay, it's like, well, why wouldn't, I'm talking clearly. Like,
yeah.
See, I did the same thing. I thought, well, I need to have that on there, but then I'm like, do I have it on there? I don't know. Like, there's no like little box that you can check, that you can check. Yeah, Jamie, that is the plan. Jamie said, girl, I will. That is the plan. Emma moves here. Emma moves back home. I say forever, but she's like, Mom, it's not forever, but forever. And she is going to help me get on the TikTok. I think. I don't know.
TikTok.
I don't know that I can do one more thing.
The TikTok.
I call it the TikTok. So obviously,
the Instagram, the YouTube.
I'm a little old for the TikTok. Kitty Vintage. Oh, yes. I am ready to go to me a good church yard sale.
Yes.
Those are my favorite. Do you girls like the church yard sales?
You know,
Yeah.
those are like far and in between for me over here.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
We just found a new church thrift store through a patient of mine this weekend, and everything is no prices. You just donate. So
yes.
and they do a yearly sale. So, and I know one of the people who runs it now. So
She got that in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's yeah, I love it.
So
You can do it as a viewer.
So there must be something that you can do as a viewer. It probably maybe in your Google settings that you can, like maybe there's a box that you can check for to have closed captioning as a viewer. A
Because
couple
I know,
said that.
because the only way I've taught it is like when a video is posted, you click on the upper right hand and it'll say this, it has the CC. And I've done it on a couple of mine, but it says closed caption is not available in this video. And I'm like, ugh.
They're not available for the live videos yet. Hopefully that will change soon. Yeah, Jamie, I didn't know. Now listen, I have TikTok installed on my phone. I have banned myself from watching it because that is like a rabbit hole. Like you're just like 3 hours have gone by and you're like, and I'm horrible in the mornings. Like when my alarm goes off, I'll be on my phone for like an hour and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Get out. You have things to do today.
I was listening to something, it was a radio show, and this guy was talking about he went on a trip with his wife, and his wife was in the passenger seat on TikTok the whole time. And he's like, you know what that's like? That is like listening to someone trying to find a channel that they cannot stop on, and they can't decide what channel they want to be on, and it's just constantly revolving and changing. Anyway, I just thought that was funny.
I can't imagine.
I'm horrible before I go to bed, and I do not do TikTok. I do not do the TikTok. But I do go down a rabbit hole on YouTube, watching YouTube and Jocelyn and George, and I'm like, I should be asleep. Like it's been like 3 hours. Like I really should go to sleep. But then I just watch more videos of George talking about vintage glassware. So then
Oh my God. And you learn watching George is, gosh, the amount of information that you can learn in watching one of George's videos. And George is the antique nomad. If you're not watching him on YouTube, I call him Uncle Professor because he's everybody's uncle. He's like everybody's favorite uncle, you know? And he knows so much. He is a certified antiques appraiser. So, I mean, he's legit. I mean, he knows his stuff. And he's just he's just one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my entire life. He's wonderful.
And it's so funny sometimes when he finds like really overpriced items and like just the really like nicely diplomatic way that he says it. And he says it like nicely diplomatically, like in a different way every time. And I'm just like, that is so amazing. And I wish I had half of your just eloquence. Like
I got to spend the weekend with him this weekend, and it was just an amazing time. And shopping with him is an experience too, because you're just like, if you're picking something up and you have one little question, you're like, George, do you think this is? Yeah, I think that might be. And you're like, okay, you are going shopping with me at all times. I need you here in my pocket. I'm gonna pull you out when I need you. But, I love him. So George is the Antique Nomad. He's on YouTube. So make sure that you are. I think it's just Antique Nomad on YouTube. I don't think it's the. See here, I'm putting the in front of him. It's just Antique Nomad on YouTube. Rebecca, thank you so much for the super chat. She said YouTube knows the videos with closed captioning get 80% more views, even in non-deaf subs. I close caption videos, but it takes time. If I can't understand a word, YouTube won't publish it. And I think during the lives, YouTube's probably scared of what might be said during a live. Yeah. So hi, Cindy J.
Well, hey.
Okay. Oh yeah, his member video was tonight. George's member video was tonight. Yeah. He is. I just love him so much. George is amazing. Yeah, you will get a wealth of information from watching George.
It's,
Okay.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back up the chat. So if anybody has any other questions, make sure that you put them in the chat. If you have a question on Instagram or and also I do want to say before I forget that everyone's Instagram links and everything is all in the description down below. So after you're done, or if you can do it now, you know, you're watching, you can go to YouTube to Instagram and just go ahead and follow the vintage or just Vintage Bulldog, not the, just Vintage Bulldog. And Stephanie is Vintage Freak
32.
32. I don't know why I wanted to say 74. I want to do that all the time.
Thank God, because the 32 is my age for when I started this whole thing. Not 74.
You're just a baby. I don't want to put my age on there.
Well, yeah.
That may change. You may be like, well, because you'll forever be 32.
Mm-hmm.
There
That's
you
right.
go.
Yeah, it's been doing this for 4 years, so I'm not 32 anymore. But
You're forever 32. So Pat says, if you are on a PC, how can you turn on notifications of sales, or can that only happen on a phone? She doesn't understand Instagram.
I believe it's only on your phone.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever tried to do that on my PC because I really have just started using my PC for Instagram recently, but it's mostly to watch lives, to be able to watch comments on lives, to be able to send messages while I'm doing something else on my phone. I don't think you can change notification settings on your PC, unfortunately. It's really set up as a phone app.
Handheld app, yeah, like an app-based platform.
Yep.
I mean, unless you have like a new Mac or something that has like the M1 chip, which is now, that's a whole, because you can get the apps downloaded. It works like a tablet. It works like a tablet or like a phone on your laptop, essentially, with the new M1 chip on the Mac. So you can download apps like Instagram and Facebook that look like it is on a phone on your laptop. Anyways.
So apparently George is the antique nomad. Thank you, Bree. You see, he's using the. Sometimes I don't know if it's on Instagram. Maybe he's just antique nomad. There's one of the platforms the isn't there when I
think it is Instagram, because when I was on the last rescue squad, I was trying to tag him, and I was like, "Where in that?" It's antique nomad.
Yeah. Michael, they're really enjoying your videos, and your camera work is fabulous.
Yes.
Well, we're going to go on a bumpy ride next week, folks. I'm letting you know that right now.
I'm so
going
excited.
on a bumpy ride next week, and
he has told me what he did today, and you guys are going to flip out. You're going to flip out.
Okay.
You're going to flip out.
I'm excited.
Do you want to tell just one thing that you found today?
One thing?
Just one thing.
I will tell you the one thing that I found, and you'll see it on camera, and my complete and utter, I think my voice went up about 5 octaves when I actually got I was like, I can't even do it.
You did a Peter Brady?
I was listening to it, and I was like, oh, really?
Did you do a Peter Brady?
I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, I can't move. I found a vintage plush. Well, I found oh my gosh, a pouty face bear, a rubber face, pouty face bear.
Is Barb still in the chat?
Yes. Yes, crying in pink, just sitting up on the shelf,
You better tag Sarah Traveling Button when you sell that sucker.
Oh, he's probably not going to sell it.
No, and I'm not big on pink. I don't know that I have anything pink, to be completely honest. But the fact that I found that was insane. And it is going to get restored. It has not come into the house. It is still out in the trunk of my car, because when y'all see where I found it, you won't understand why.
Oh dear.
That's okay. It's been lonely for a little bit longer. It was real lonely up where I found it. So step in the right direction here. But it ain't coming in the house till I work my magic on it.
Were you digging in bins, Michael?
Nope.
Oh no, he was climbing on top of things.
On top of
With-
and
Oh,
over
you really
and
literally mean bumpy. Damn.
it
Oh
was
my gosh.
the flash. I had to have the light on the camera. It gets a little spooky, y'all.
He-
Next week it's gonna be bumpy and spooky and
Oh, I'm so
real and
hyped.
dirty.
I'm so
I
here.
said we like it rusty, crusty, and dusty. I'm bringing you rusty, crusty, and dusty next week.
Yeah,
I
He-
want to hear how high your voice goes. That's really
Oh God, it's moderately embarrassing, but I'm gonna.
he
I was
sent
like,
me.
I can do
Marco,
both.
he sent Michelle and I a Marco Polo before he went into the place, and I'm telling you what, I was like, "Do people know where you're at?" I'm like, "Do you need to send us your location?" Like, so
I
we
gave you the address.
send people to find you.
I don't hear
That's the
bumpy
second time I've
when
had to send you an address that I've gone somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, but
no, I would like to go. I would like to go. I would like to be there.
you need to be.
I know. I'm coming to Pennsylvania probably in August is what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Katie, God bless her again. How do people find the stories that you use hashtags in?
So on Instagram, your stories are up on your device, on your phone. They're in the top left corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
You click on the little circle, and that's where the stories are.
Yeah.
So
And when someone's having a live sale in Instagram, it'll like have movement around the little circle, so you know someone is live. It's basically like YouTube.
It's like a pulsating, like
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like YouTube.
Pulsating.
If you're following enough resellers on Instagram, there's always a sale going
Right.
on somewhere. I
And
mean,
it's borderline annoying sometimes because if you're like using Instagram and somebody that you follow is going live, Instagram is going to tell you at least 300 times that this person that you follow is live. Like every 20 seconds, a little banner will pop up on your device. So it's going live. So like it's great. Like
Yeah.
they really want you to watch a live.
Mhm.
So
Stephanie, have you shopped the Rose Bowl flea market?
I am ashamed to say no. I've had my best friend has gone there with her mom, and she said it was the most overwhelming experience she's ever like. There's so much you can't possibly get through it in a day. Like it's huge. I mean, it's like a stadium of vintage flea
Dream.
It's
Ooh.
huge. And I would love to. There's also one in Long Beach too that I would love to go to. I'm in Los Angeles, so that's probably I'm just north of Los Angeles. So it's about the Rose Bowl is probably a good like 45 minutes from me. Long Beach is a good like hour and a half almost.
Well, I think that you and Jamie should have a little meetup and you guys go to
It's amazing
Rose
but
Bowl.
overwhelming at the same time.
Yeah. You and Jamie should just meet up and
Yes,
go to Rose Bowl
agreed.
together.
I have met with some of my other Instagram friends who live out here, and we went to one in Santa Monica, a little tiny flea market with and that was a lot of fun. That was oh my god, I'm forgetting handles. I feel terrible.
You're on
Patty
the spot.
from
It happens
Lucky
to me
Day
all the time.
Vintage. Lucky Day Vintage, right? Lucky Day Vintage, and
Yep.
Amy from Amy's Vintage Shop, I believe, or
Rock and
gosh.
pop.
No, not
Not
Vintage
AMI.
Girl Amy?
fabulous shop. Hmm?
Vintage Girl.
Vintage Girl Amy. Yes, sorry. She's down in Los Angeles, and we met up, and that was a lot of fun. And we went shopping around this little flea market in Santa Monica. We need to do that again.
Yes.
So Jamie said that she hasn't been either and she wants to meet up and she's been to the Long Beach one and it's amazing.
That's awesome.
Awesome. We'll
So that
do
would
it,
be
Jamie.
a great collab video.
Message me.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rebecca said, do you use Reels to advertise? I do.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's one of the best ways to get your content seen because reels are weighted very heavily in the algorithm. So it's the only way to advertise, in my opinion. And I
More than
see,
stories. Yeah.
yeah, I see a difference in live sales that I advertise with a reel versus advertise with other media on Instagram. Like there's always a difference.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I saw, let's see. Okay. Katie had said, But if you don't follow that hashtag, do you get the stories, or only if you follow the hashtags?
So your stories will be based on the accounts that you follow, not necessarily the hashtags that you follow. So you'll see, if you follow me, you'll see my stories. If you follow Stephanie, you'll see Stephanie's stories. If you follow Misty, and so on. And then the accounts that you interact with most often are going to be the first stories in your like
Thing
it
on the
will
top of
play
your-
Because they're
kind
all
of like a
cached at the top.
slideshow
Mhm.
almost. Like if you just keep letting it play, it will just play like a slideshow.
I'll try to, okay, so I don't know if this is going to show up. So like up here, these little, that's not going to show up very well. These little circles up here, those are people's stories. And see this
Someone's
one, right,
live.
this one right here means someone is live. So then you can go through, and yes, you can follow hashtags. Like if I type in, I don't know, vintage, let's just make it easy. And then you up here at the top, it'll say top accounts, tags, places. And I click tags, and then it'll just bring up all of, oh gosh, that's not going to show up, is it? Yeah, there we go.
you go.
All of these hashtags that you can follow. So
Girl, you have to go on that dark mode. Dark
Yeah.
mode is it.
I don't like dark mode. My son uses dark mode, and he drives me nuts.
See, Michael and I like dark.
I
I
don't like
can't.
dark mode.
My
I love
brain
dark
not.
mode.
My brain
It
needs
saves your
brightness.
battery. It makes it's easier on your eyes.
Eyes.
So, yeah.
My brain
Come to the
needs
dark
bright.
side.
I don't like dark mode.
Mhm.
My husband uses it. He's always telling me that I should use it. And I'm just like, leave me alone. I'm
Everything, like the colors, it's weird because I do agree. It's easier on your eyes, but the colors appear brighter because the white isn't so like,
I can't do it. If I like the bright, I like to be in this. I like to be in the sunshine.
yeah. I don't do dark mode, but yeah.
So Diane is saying reels. Diane, reels are sort of like TikTok stories, basically. They're like little, they're like
60
movies.
second.
Yeah, they're like 15 to 30 seconds, and they can be like a slideshow almost, like just pictures, or it can be a video. It can be, you can add filters, you can add hashtags, you can add like funny stickers or
Music,
GIFs,
all that.
like
Music.
music, all of that stuff. So, and you can speed it up or slow it down. Like there's so many things you can do with a reel. So the more creative, the better. And the more creative, the more interaction your content will get.
Yeah.
Hi, D. If you go on if you look at my stories, I posted a reel today of a preview of tomorrow's live sale things. And it's just like with music, and there's just, I don't know, mine are very basic because
Like a mini movie.
It's like
I
a mini
just-
movie.
I just posted a reel before I got on here for my sale tomorrow. So you can
Marcy does good reels.
I
She
try.
And
I
Thea
try.
is
You
a very
do.
good.
I don't love the music choices. It's just, it kind of brings me down. The bad
I've
music.
enjoyed them. I thought you've done a really good job.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And there are when Emma, now see, Emma will be home. My daughter is Emma. She's in college right now. She'll be home in 2 weeks, but she's taking both summer sessions of classes. So her summer's going to be full, but I'm really wanting to have her on to do to make videos of like how, because she's a social media marketing major. That's what she's majoring in college. So she knows a lot about marketing on Instagram and all those kinds of tricks and stuff like that. So I thought it would be nice for her to maybe come on and just do like a Q&A for people who have a question on, doing advertising and stuff on
Oh
Absolutely.
social
my
media.
gosh, that's
So,
like fresh knowledge right there.
yeah.
absolutely.
I know. Did I ever think that I'd be paying for my child to major in college on social media? That's what she's majoring in. So
I also will say that, like, for myself, like, I have been selling on Instagram for 6 or 7 years now, and I would consider myself a seasoned Instagram seller, but I actually paid for some coaching from Sarah, the Traveling Button. She's also the Vintage Shop Coach, and she is a wealth of information about Instagram and about selling on Instagram. And that's really her niche and what she does all the time. And it was worth every single penny of like the money that I spent to learn those things. And I could have done that research on my own, but it's nice to like have that person who's done it and done it successfully kind of give you some of their knowledge and be able to answer your questions.
And
So,
is she a vintage reseller?
yep, the Traveling
Well,
Button.
See, and that's the awesome thing too. So you're getting coaching from someone that actually is doing what you're doing. It's not like you're getting coaching from someone that sells, I don't know, clothing.
Do you know the Traveling Button, Misty, Sarah?
I know
would
that I
be
follow
like, well, she would be like Instagram's version of you on YouTube for live. No,
Whatever.
for real, but for live. No, I'm serious.
Yeah, no,
No.
seriously.
It's
So, but
true.
I just think that that's just ridiculous because I don't see myself in that. Michael, you already know this.
I see Sarah as a combination of Misty, because she definitely has Misty's amazing personality, but she also has George's knowledge of selling on Instagram.
Oh gosh,
So
she
she's
knows
very
so
much like a great combination of Misty and George. Like she's amazing. So she's actually the reason I got into selling on
Praise my
Instagram.
word, Sarah, girl, you hear? You're hearing all
Well,
of
she's
this?
the creator of our group too. I mean, she runs a badass machine, man.
She does.
Knows what she's doing.
So her Instagram is the Traveling Button.
Yes.
So
Our
make
group-
sure that you're following her.
Our group hashtag is ISN member item. So ISN member item. And that hashtag that she created has over 300,000 posts on Instagram. So like go
I'm
on.
gonna try to top that in or I'm gonna top it in. ISN.
So-
Did you say ISN? Oh, there you go. Amy got it. Yay!
Yes. And we can't
So
forget
did
about
Allison.
her,
Hey,
her
Allison.
husband David, who's amazing. He's Junk Drunk Mantiques, which I love his handle. Junk Drunk Mantiques.
Oh, there's Allison.
Yeah, Allison's here.
Allison!
Allison has great live sales too, and sometimes she has sales with these ladies as well.
So the two of them together, Sarah and David, they're a husband and wife duo, and they are amazing. They know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. They know so much, and now they have been doing live sales together, and it is just so entertaining to watch them feed off of each other and like the husband wife live sale. It's great.
Oh, that's fun. Oh my gosh, Mark would never. He'd just be sitting over there.
Yeah. My husband would totally be doing, he'd be like, this is it, buy it, don't buy it, it's fine. Like,
It's fine. So Katie says, how far apart should you post to your grid? I try to post one nice photo a day, but maybe I should do more. Yes, you should, Katie girl.
I think the rule of thumb is in threes, like 3 posts a day.
Go ahead.
I try to do one to 3 a day, but I'm always making sure my stories are full and I have sales on my like static sales on my Instagram feed. Try to do once a week. So that means once a week there's 30 posts or more all at one time, which really helps your engagement and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I think that there's a really big difference as far as if you're posting some or you're posting too much. There is a difference when you're posting too much.
Yeah.
You're clogging up the feed. Like it
Then is all I see is you. And can I make this point? There's a difference. You can post one really good thing and that be it, because that's all you need. Or you can post 20 things that really I'm just like, what? And it does, you're hurting yourself by doing that, because it's like you're just putting stuff out there to put stuff out there, and it's just nonsensical, and it's like nobody really wants to see this.
They're gonna get bored and just glaze over it. So
Well, and I think that it's important to not only post content that like of things that you're selling or your brand. I think that it's important to give people a little glimpse of who you are and like in your personal life, like I'm not saying you have to let people know, everything, like don't give them your address or anything. Don't take a picture of your house and say, here's where I live, but I mean, because I think that it's very important for your viewers to get to know who you are as a person, and they can connect with you in that way. So I think adding a little bit of your personal life is very important too. Not only just the content that you're trying to share. I think showing people your own home displays are nice. And one thing that I would like to start doing is I always think that it's great when I have customers that send me, like if they've bought something from me and they send me a picture of how they've used it in their home.
Mhm.
I want to start asking them if it's okay if I post a picture of that, because I think that that's just a fun thing to see. And it gives people ideas of how they can repurpose or use something in their decor.
I always do that, and especially if people send me it privately, the first thing I say is, well, oh my gosh, that's amazing. But second thing is, can I post that? And you hashtag it Happy Mail, and you hashtag it ISN member item, and you hashtag it all those good things. A couple of things like about what Misty said was one of the things that I saw Michael say on one of the Vintage Rescue Squad in a previous week was, the different sellers, especially on Instagram, who you're only going to get seller content, and you're only going to get collages of their items, and you're only going to get seller content, and then the ones that you're going to get a variety, and you're going to get like that little glimpse of who they are and like the different things that are going on in their lives. And like Misty said, there's a line, but I also so yeah, and I do think that, like, I don't know about you, Stephanie, but I feel like when I started to do live sales was really when like your customers really start to connect with you, and they really start to put a name to your face, or they put a face to the name, and they start like there's a lot more interaction doing live sales.
Danielle, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's created quite like this vintage community has always been, we talk with each other through messaging or through the Facebook group, but the live sales have opened up a whole different level of just friendship between everyone. I mean, I used to just be this buyer from Marcy. Like I bought so much stuff from her, and now here I am doing live sales here on Vintage Rescue Squad, and she's a wonderful person, and we talk all the time, and the same thing with Allison, and we have this group of women and men and we're just that much more closer together because we have this face-to-face interaction. And I think in some ways we have COVID to thank for that. But that really catapulted us into wanting that interaction with other people. And I am so grateful for these relationships that I've developed. I mean, it's been a wonderful place, and it's just growing and growing. So
yeah, I agree. Daniel, don't get discouraged. Daniel says sometimes this seems a bit overwhelming, and it sounds like you need to be an analytic minded person to succeed. I just need to focus on why I started doing this to amuse myself. You know what? The analytics, I tell people, don't even look at your analytics. You don't have to look at your analytics. Your analytics are only, like Michael likes to look at his analytics because those sorts of things fascinate him.
Right.
If you look at your analytics, I think you're kind of setting yourself up to be disappointed, especially when on YouTube, at least, especially when you're looking at like your RPMs and like that number fluctuates all the time. Like the amount that I'm getting paid right now on YouTube is dropped way back down again to about 50% of what I was getting, my earnings from, the end of the year. They started to go back up and then they went down again. So you're putting in the same amount of work and you're making less money. You know what I mean? And you're not making a whole lot of money. I mean, my earnings on YouTube are like what you would make at a crappy part-time job, basically. It isn't, you're not, there's exceptions to the rule, but it isn't, it definitely helps. But it isn't, you're doing the right thing, Daniel, because his videos are so fun and so pure and just so, I don't know, they just make me so happy. So just keep making content, Daniel, that you like, that you're proud of, and that's all that matters. That's-
Well, I think too, though, Daniel, and I think for anybody is that you have to question what success means to you as an individual. And if the reason that you decided to start doing YouTube was to amuse yourself and have fun and build new relationships and open up new lines of communication, and you've done that, then I would argue that you have been successful. If you talk about success being simply the idea or the concept behind YouTube or Instagram, where you assign subscribers or followers and likes and comments, is that really success to you though? You know, so,
Right.
and that is exactly what Misty said. I like to look at the analytics because I like the numbers. I like understanding the why behind it. I'm not driven by my analytics. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do because I gotta have fun doing it.
Yeah,
But
if
I
you're not having fun.
it's just fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And like I said, I look at my analytics once a week because it's not what's most important to me. And,
Right, me too.
you know, it may be the sale that I have the least amount of tags asked for on Instagram may be the most successful. And then how do you judge the success? Is it by the amount of money that you make? Is it by the percentage of items that you sell? Is it by the amount of interaction that you have? Like there's so many different ways to judge it. And I don't know. For me, Instagram is fun. And then when it stops being fun, then yeah. So
Yeah. Jody has she said, do you guys ever do unboxing videos of things you buy from other thrifters? I plan on doing one of the Afghan I bought from Michael and buys from others. A lot of people do that. And I think people like to see what you get from other people.
I can't do that.
Huh?
I can't. I'm like, open it immediately.
Oh no. I open up friend mail on Mondays. Honestly, friend mail videos typically don't do as well in the YouTube. They don't get as many views. So I think if you add something to them, like I do my shop my shelves on Mondays. And so that's when I'll open up some friend mail because I like to open it up on camera because I want to like look at the camera, like I'm looking in their face to tell them thank you for sending me this, you know. So, but it is hard to wait. Trust me, it's very hard to wait.
I have a toddler, so much like Michael, we do not wait. The packages
Right.
go on the counter, and then when mommy gets home, mommy, can we open the packages? Mommy, can we open the packages? Mommy, can we open the packages?
Raising that kid right.
Do you know what though? At the end of Marcy's sales, and like when she does her static sales, and you get to the last thing, but then you see that baby's face at the end. She like at the end of her video, it's always Theo doing something. You know, he's like, and then you're like, oh, you're like, oh, it's over. But then you're like,
You forget
"Aw."
about all the money you just spent in her.
Great marketing play there, Marcy. Good job on that. Mhm.
He's so into it. He's so into it. It's absolutely hilarious. And he calls them my pretties. The things that I sell are my pretties. And now he has his own pretty shelf. And so he has his own pretty shelf that is now packed full of things. And then we went to a thrift store on Saturday, and he picks up this little cat figurine and he goes, "Mommy, I think I'm going to buy this." And I'm like, "You little snot. I totally would have bought that." So now I gotta like get to it before he does.
Well, I love that video of him pulling out all those dolls out of the box, and he's just setting them all up, and like they
Bradley.
put them back up again. Oh, he's precious.
He's so
Mhm.
funny.
Precious.
He's a mini Marcy.
Hmm.
He is. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. He's definitely my child.
Yes,
No
He's
doubt.
so precious. Okay. Oh, Isla said when your videos have 0 views for 3 days, like me, it's time to move on. Oh, don't. You know what? It really is a hard thing to get seen, but the thing of it is that's very important is, are you using hashtags when you're posting your YouTube videos? Because that's how you're going to get seen. And your recommended videos that are popping up, if you use those hashtags, you could do hashtag live, or, hashtag thrifting, hashtag goodwill, hashtag. Those are the best thing to do is go look at somebody else's video. You can look at my videos. Look at my videos and see the hashtags that I'm using. And you can copy and paste those hashtags. I don't care. I mean, you can, it's how you get, I think if you start doing it, then you're like, okay, this is what a hashtag is. And you might notice a difference the thing of it is, you make videos because you're enjoying it. Even if you feel like that you're just talking to that camera and you're talking to someone out there somewhere, and you're having that connection with someone that you're talking to. And if that's helpful to you, then keep doing it. Just keep doing it and don't give up. It's very, very difficult. Trust me, I know. It's very frustrating when you're like, why isn't anyone watching my videos? We've all been there.
Social media is like a slow cooker. You have to like let it sit there and percolate, and then eventually you get this like delicious, like, it takes time. It takes effort. It takes time. I mean,
it's the same
patience,
thing on Instagram.
A lot of patience.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing on Instagram, right? Because it's not like an immediate platform that you have thousands and thousands of people looking at your items, right? It's not like you posted your item on eBay and hundreds of thousands of people are looking at it. It is building up your followers, finding those people, finding those hashtags. Like, it is a process, and it is, people are like, oh, like when they hear I sell on Instagram, they're like, oh, I've never sold on Instagram. I should really try that. And it's like, if you just like start posting random stuff to Instagram, it's gonna do nothing. Like, there's so much more that goes into it, right?
Mm-hmm. Tiger was saying, "Oh gosh, now I have to learn about hashtags." And Bree said, "You can have hash browns. Hash browns are good. I like
hash browns.
Extra crispy.
Yes.
With a little bit of cheese melted on top. Never hurt anybody either.
Salsa, avocado."
And this is a good point, H.M. Parker. Applaud yourself for getting it out there. I mean, that's a lot. You have taken that leap. So many people are like, I want to do a YouTube video. I'm scared to do one. You did it. So you're already, you've taken that leap out there.
Yeah, like wherever you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Did I put it out there? What am I doing?
I had to convince him.
You took a while to take that leap of faith and finally put your YouTube video out there. And now look,
I did, and I filmed. Here's the thing. That's the other thing, though, too, is that people are like, "Oh, your camera worked." No, Michael filmed for like a month before I even put a video up. I'm serious. Like, I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, like, I have to feel, because I'm such a control freak. So, I mean, if you're thinking about doing it, you can pretend like do everything that you think that you got to do and practice. Just don't post the video and keep doing that until you feel comfortable doing it. And then just say, forget it and throw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Put it out on social media, put it out there in the world and say, there's no backing down, because you put that out there, there's no going back. And that's exactly what I did. I practiced, I put it out there, and there was no going back. And I stuck to it. I'm committed.
I mean, you can take a video down if you want to. I mean, you can delete it, but why? Why would you? It's already been out there. Isla, if you'll put where'd she go? Yes, put your YouTube link in the comments, or better yet, put your YouTube link in the comments after the video goes up. And if you have a YouTube channel, do that. Put your link in the comments when the video goes live, or when the video goes up, because they'll be seen. Mm-hmm. They'll be seen. Being retired in quarantine really messed with your mental health. I hear you. That is a common thing. And I think that it's good because you've taken that step out there, and a lot of people won't do that or haven't done that yet. So look, Isla, everyone's wanting you to post your link because they're wanting to watch your videos. And And let me tell you, your first videos, well, except for Michael's first video, because his first video was amazing. My first video was horrible. My second video, also horrible. Probably up until maybe my 10th video was okay. So, oh, Nancy said, Nancy, can you post it again? Because I'm not seeing it. Will you post her link again? Okay. Oh, there you go. Wait. Aaron posted it. So there you go. You guys can, thank you, Aaron. You can post it and go show Isla some love.
Girl, you got some views now.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to let Maybell out real quick.
All right.
Okay. I kind of have a question, but I want to wait till Misty gets back, because what I am most curious about is how is it that you guys chose to go about the format in your Instagram live sales? So how you've chosen to sell the items, like what was it that made you guys decide how you were going to sell the items the way in which you sell the items? Did it
Like
start
the
out
language
differently?
or
So here on YouTube, and you ladies know because you've watched the live sales, we will do what, like 90% of the items we do a claim. So that's universal here between YouTube. We say a claim, and a claim is, I have this item, it's $10, first person to give me number 16 is the winner. And then we have offer ups, but that's only that we specifically distinguish those specific items from the other ones where we say, okay, this is an offer up. Whereas on Instagram, it's reversed. You guys predominantly do offer ups and very few claims. So what is it that, can you explain to maybe the majority of the YouTubers, pretend like they're new to your Instagram sale? How would you explain to them how you conduct your sales?
Well, I mean, we will show you an item and we'll tell you if there's any flaws or anything like that. And then we'll start with a price. So let's say we start with $10. So if only one person bids $10, then it will be sold after a countdown to that person. So we usually count down from 15, sometimes 20, because there is a lag on Instagram, just like on YouTube. So, and that allows people to get their bids in. And if there's more than one person, then it becomes an auction. And we kind of try to wait till the bidding has slowed until we count down. And then when we first started doing them, we would count down so many times and it took so long. And now we just count down once. And if you really have your heart set on that item, then you write in the most that you are willing to pay, like the top amount that you're willing to pay. And then you write JIC just in case. So just like eBay, we will bid you up to $1 more than the next highest bid. So, and then we occasionally will do like a claim. So that is just the first person in the chat is the person who claims it. The first person on our screen, just like on YouTube, right? The reason that I really like that format is because it allows people who really have their heart set on certain items to bid on those items. And I have some buyers who really hate when I post things on my feed because their internet isn't faster than everybody else's and they are always, the second or third person to claim. So they love being able to auction and being able to bid because if they really want that item, then they can, they can bid it up as high as they want, So
I think it just kind of happened naturally with it turning into almost the majority of everything being auctions, because we would always have more than one person interested or trying to get it, and then that's not really so most of the items we fell into it that way. It didn't really you know, there was no set rules. We were all kind of just learning as we went, basically. And now that format has kind of, for the most part, migrated over most live sales that you see on Instagram.
And the other thing that I love, which I don't know how many, like we used to go to live auctions before COVID. And so I feel like this has a little bit of that like live auction vibe and that little bit of like that competition. And like, you know, Stephanie and I were throwing elbows on Saturday night over a pink-haired angel, you know.
Oh, I missed that. Who won the angel?
Yeah, you left. Marcy, of course you did. I was like literally trying to put
You
my
don't
child
like
to
pink?
sleep
I
and
love
bid
pink.
at the same
I'm
time.
all about the pink.
I was like, forget it. It's not meant to be. It's Marcy's.
Now, see, I like that format, but I'm scared to do it because I don't. I mean, Michael and I have talked about possibly doing it on our three-way sales because we sell. I know, so I think maybe we should try it tomorrow. But people don't like change. They don't like change.
know.
That's
And they're going to tell me that they hate it. It's on my channel. Maybe we should wait and do it on Michelle's channel. On my channel tomorrow. Michelle's like, no! But I guess I just, since I've not done it that way, I don't know. But I want to try it. Because
like,
it does take away from the, you know, when we do offer ups, people say that they like us doing the offer ups because it gives more people a chance to buy something because of the computer lag. Some people absolutely hate the offer ups because maybe they have a really fast computer lag, you know, their lag isn't bad. But they take a lot longer to do because a lot of times we'll have people doing $1 increments and that makes it go so long. Now I understand that you want to get a deal on things. Trust me, I understand it, but we're going to be there all day. You know, I'll do all offer ups, but I mean, I haven't yet, but I would if I can do them and not be there for 15 hours, you know?
Well, and I think it's good because you have that $5 increment, after $50?
Yes.
It has to go into $5 increments.
Yes.
And, but you know, at the same time, when you guys do the offers up and you say, put a letter in or a number in, I find it interesting when you have like 20 people put in a number.
Right.
Like, oh, that should have been an offer up.
Right.
You could have, I mean, you know, it's not all about the money, but clearly that was worth a lot more to more people. But you can never really, you know, it's kind of hard to judge sometimes.
I think we might give it a go tomorrow, Michelle.
Well, that's what I like about, though, how it's never, I have always enjoyed the way that you guys have done it because it's just, if one person wants it, you guys have assigned a number to it, which is where you need that number to be at a minimum.
Right.
And if one person wants it, then okay, guys, so we're just, you know, Misty, we're going to count it down for you, 10, 9, 8, and Misty gets it for $10. Because there have been times when only one person is interested in the item.
Right.
And and that's the other thing, though. Nobody is obligated to have to spend more money than what the $10 is. If somebody else wants to spend $15 for it and somebody else is like, nah, I'm good with it, you spend the $15.
Right.
So basically you need to start that offer. You need to start the item on what you're comfortable selling it for too.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So it may be something that's really, really good and only one person wants, but you may say, okay, I'm starting this at like $40, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, before live sales, we used to do that in our static feeds. Not everybody did it. I've done it a few times, but you know, something that a lot of people are going to want. And I think Sarah used to say, like, if you've got more than like 10 people interested in an item and they're like, tag me, it was beneficial to do like an auction style and post it here, which I did that with the Pixie Wear like a month ago.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
And so people had 24 hours to bid on that, and I tagged them in the countdown. So that's kind of like the OG way of kind of doing that. And you know people are going to want it. Let them hash it out.
Right.
So
I never had success with auctions on my sale feed. I absolutely hate them. I never had, people forget. I tried 24 hours. I tried 48 hours. I tried 4 hours. Like, people forget, like, you only have one bid. It was just like, Oh, it's just a travesty.
There is a bit of a risk, even if you
Right.
tag them. Like, not everybody has their notifications on, and they're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
You know,
I just post it. Like, if I'm going to post a static sale on my feed, I'm going to post it for the amount that I want to sell it for. And if nobody wants to buy it for that price, that's fine. I can reduce it in the future, or I can put it in a live sale. But yeah, I don't do auctions on my sale feed. I do them in live sales, but I just
Right.
I have never had success.
Well, I think that it's important to do whatever works for you. You can always play around with a little bit, and then you find out things that you know that you don't like to do, and then there's the things that you don't like. But I think though that I think I want to try it tomorrow.
Yay!
I mean, I'm down. You know, I'm down.
I know you are, Michelle, but Michelle has to agree to. I know that Michelle will
and
agree.
Michael
Michelle
does so
gonna
many
do
of
it.
our live sales. He can be he knows all the rules.
Yeah.
I know, but it is, and I think that's like a lot of the things that it's like what Missy was saying is that, you know, change isn't always easy. But I think that once people understand it, because after going to the Instagram live sales so much, I'm like, this is so much easier. Why don't we just, it's more it's beneficial to everybody. You're not getting frustrated. Everybody has an opportunity. If you don't want to spend more than what the person is, you don't have to. If you want to, you can. It's just, everybody has an equal opportunity.
I saw
Everybody has
LaDonna.
an-
I saw LaDonna in the chat. LaDonna, she don't play.
No.
LaDonna's like, I want that, and this is what I'm going to pay for it. And then I'm like,
LaDonna bids like I do. LaDonna will bid like I do.
I feel like that's
I mean,
the
it's eventually going to get
Yeah.
there. So start it at what you want to pay for. I mean, it's
Right.
going to get there.
Do
Yeah.
it up.
I feel like that's
And listen, if we can go through these offer ups a little bit quicker, we can sell more things in a sale.
yeah.
So
And I feel like that's what you have to do as a buyer in a live sale that is mostly auctions or offer ups, that you have to, if you really want an item, bid what you want to spend. And if somebody's going to bid higher than that, then then you have to decide at that point, are you going to go higher than that? There were several items in the Christmas sale where like there was a couple mic drop moments where like, okay, we're starting this item at $25 and Michael comes in and goes $50.
Yep.
And then somebody can decide if they want to spend more than $50. You know?
And he got beat both times too.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
and sometimes people are like, dang, that escalated quickly.
You
Well,
have that
but that's the
though.
thing. Marcy it was Allison started at what? 18 or 28.
It was
It sold for 135. We would have been there for 15 minutes to go for, and it did. And that was the thing. And there was two of us. We were an interested buyer, and we went back and forth. And I eventually just had to say, I'm not going to do that. And congratulations. I mean, to the buyer and to Allison. I
And then
mean,
you went and blocked her. No, I'm kidding.
I know. I got silent, and then I was
He
like,
printed off her
because I was
picture.
debating. I was like,
No, we
Or-
love Stephanie.
am I going to do this?
He threw a couple darts at you.
Am I going to do this?
There's a voodoo doll with Stephanie's face on it somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, there's LaDonna.
Mhm.
LaDonna.
Guilty
She's
as
like, I want that. She doesn't
Yeah.
go away.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do.
I agree,
It's how much
LaDonna.
is it worth to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's a couple buyers in the Instagram sales that you're like, I don't want to be bidding against that person.
Yes.
You know, like an Amy.
Oh, it's the same way in YouTube as well. I mean, it is. It's the same way. I mean, when I used to go to an actual physical auction, I would do that sometimes too. If there was something that I knew I wanted, I would jump the bid, and then it makes, because when you go to an auction, you're there all dang day. I don't want to be there all dang day. This is what I'm going to pay for it, and that's what my bid is.
Yeah.
And sometimes some of us get caught up in the bidding, and it's just on the principle. And yeah, I'm going to bid more just because I don't want to lose. So
Right.
what? It
And that's the
turns
beauty of an
into a
auction.
competition then. And now we're in a competition. And I know LaDonna, guilty as charged there too. So,
Katie had asked a question earlier. Do you can anybody sell on Instagram? Yes, you can, but it's just like with YouTube. Until you have some sort of a following, it's going to be like an uphill battle.
You're posting to crickets. You're
I think
posting.
there was a
Cricket.
question earlier too about how long you can do a live sale, which is 4 hours.
Yeah, they'll
That's
cut
the
you
max.
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be like,
Cut you off.
nope, you're done.
Yeah.
It used to be an hour, wasn't it?
It was an hour, then it went to 2, and now
Well,
it's
it's
4.
based on your followers, isn't it?
Oh,
Because you
I didn't
can't.
know that.
Yeah,
I don't.
if
I didn't
you're
know that.
on Instagram, you can only be live continuously for 1 hour, and then it will boot you off.
Huh.
And then if you reach a certain amount, then you can start streaming longer. But you have to have a minimum to go over. Yeah, I
I
think
know
you have to
that.
have a minimum of 1,000 to go over 1 hour. You can get back in, but
Right.
you
Right.
remember? Well, when I was doing the shop with me's, it would boot us out, and it will count you down because you're under a certain amount of followers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I didn't know that either.
Well, y'all don't have to worry about that because you got them followers.
That takes time though too. I mean,
It
that's the
does.
reason why I started doing my live sales, my 10 bonus items, because I really wanted that darn swipe up. I wanted that swipe up, dang it. And they're
No,
going
Kelly,
like,
Michelle.
oh, everything's gonna be a swipe up. Like I'm gonna post this like, oh, swipe up. Swipe up.
I don't have anything to swipe up to, so
Right.
Oh my
What?
God, she was so excited when she got that swipe up. Oh my Lord.
Ridiculous.
I just want to swipe up. I just want to swipe
I just
up.
want
I just
to
want to
swipe up,
swipe
Michael.
up.
I just want to swipe up.
I know she don't use it a lot.
I know now sometimes I forget I have this one. I like the swipe up though too, because like I can say, watch Michael's videos, swipe up. So it's a way that you can
Yes.
help your community out too by, putting their link and then they can swipe up. And let me just say too, I'm going to make this announcement now is that I have an affiliate link now with the Bubble Boy. I'm not going to say
Pop,
that.
pop, 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 pop,
Bubble
pop,
Boy.
pop.
So in the link of my videos, if you want a fabulous bubble wrap company, you can I have an affiliate link that you can use for that. And you place your order, it gets shipped that day. So I have placed an order with Bubble Boy and I've got it the next day.
Ooh.
The bubble wrap is like freshly filled. And they use like a nitrogen base. So it's like, it's very, very good. It's my favorite. And I
The sweet bubble.
it's a great bubble. It's a
Sorry.
sweet bubble.
Hang on.
So anyway, Bubble Boy, and the link is in my feed, but it's actually a really fabulous product. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited because I might save like a couple $100 a month in the amount of bubble wrap that I purchase. But
I know.
I
'Cause
love
use
it.
all your links, Misty, for packaging.
Well, I
let me
tell
go
you
see
what,
Misty's buying.
how many times though have you been wrapping up orders and you're like, crap, I'm out of bubble wrap, but if you order it, you get it the next day. So, I mean, it's like Amazon for bubble wrap
That's amazing.
because Amazon doesn't deliver the next day very
No,
much
they
anymore.
don't.
The bubble wrap is always like 2 weeks. I'm like, how? What?
Yeah. Bubble Boy is great. And they have several different locations and they're a small locally owned company. I think that they have like 30 employees. So
Wow.
it's a really good deal. Oh, Stephanie. You're looking good.
Thanks, Erica. That's one of my
Hey.
friends.
No, it's not. It's just someone that's saying that you look beautiful. Because you are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Laura Manning says, are you ever tempted to jump on a sheet of bubble wrap? I do sometimes. Well, I mean, like if I've damaged it in some way. Oh, and the one thing too, I will say about Bubble Boy too.
Does Mark know about this?
Well, he doesn't care. Whatever. Is when you get perforated bubble wrap, and how many times have you been like pulling it? And I say this all the time. Someone's getting fired at the bubble wrap factory. But since I've started using Bubble Boy, every little square will tear off. I have never found it to I never had to curse the bubble wrap.
Where
I stopped
is
trying.
it?
I just-
Where is it? Holding it up into the light. Where? This ain't
Yes.
perforated.
Yes.
This ain't perforated.
Yes.
Yes, I'm like, I paid for it to be perforated. I'm like, somebody needs to be fired in the bubble wrap factory, but not at Bubble Boy. Bubble Boy,
goodness.
yeah, Bubble Boy is the bomb. Bubble Boy is the bomb. I'm gonna tell you that. And honestly, I have used lots of different kinds of bubble wrap, and it is the best. It really is.
She legitimately, y'all, before this affiliate, she loved Bubble Boy.
Bubble
She
Boy.
loved Bubble Boy.
I
Michelle
do.
can
I'm
attest.
checking it out.
Yeah, Michelle
She
can
loves
attest that I
a
love
Bubble
the Bubble
Boy.
Boy. I do
I
love
just think of the Seinfeld episode. Come on, Seinfeld,
Bubble
what
Boy.
was that episode.
Oh my god.
It's been a long time since I've seen Seinfeld.
We have to go see
Are there
Bubble
drag
Boy and they
queens in
play
that?
games with
'Cause
him
I
and
don't
he's like
watch
in a
it.
bubble and oh man. Where are my Seinfeld people?
Oh, I'm sure that they're there.
Mm-hmm.
They're like cursing me for right now for not
I
knowing.
used to quote Seinfeld like Marcy quotes Drag Race. So
It's true. There's a Drag Race quote for everything, people. Every situation.
Well, there's
in your
also
life.
a Schitt's Creek.
oh
Oh,
gosh, I gotta
about
yeah.
start
everything
that.
too.
I
Michael
haven't
still
started
hasn't
that.
watched that series yet, by the way.
I haven't either yet,
I know.
Michael. I need to start it.
Stephanie,
I know, and I love everybody in that cat. I love that whole cast.
Kathleen
I-
O'Hara is like
I
my.
I'm a 1.5
No
year old,
excuse.
okay? And I was a nurse through COVID. Give me a break.
Well, true. Well, then you just sort of put your feet up and binge watch Schitt's Creek because it's amazing. Jody says, "What are the best ways to advertise your YouTube live sales?" She's hoping to do her first one next week. You're doing one on YouTube, Jody? I think she's doing one on YouTube.
Okay.
Jody, do you have the community post?
I don't. Well, yes, she does. Jody has community posts.
Make sure you do that community post. I forgot I could do that. That's important.
Yeah, do the community post. Jody, I think you can also do stories, but I think using stories and letting people see things in real time, advertising on Instagram as well, doing a little reel, doing a little video, doing a little preview, using the hashtags. It takes some time. Things not to do would be to like send people the link and tell them to advertise yourself for you. Don't do that. I mean, really, I understand that you're wanting people to get eyes on it, but that will irritate people, because people will be like, well, nobody shared my sales and nobody, people will organically share your sales. They'll organically, if they enjoy it, they will organically share it.
Or at least on Instagram, like share somebody else's sale first or share their post. And then usually if somebody does that, I will reciprocate. I will share something of theirs. If they share mine without any expectation, then you share back.
Yeah. There's definitely an etiquette to it. There definitely is.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, and yeah, and then don't advertise your sale and other sales. Yeah, I know Jody would never do any of those things.
Yeah. Yep.
And everyone loses their. So everyone, take a few minutes right now. You can write down Vintage Bulldog on Instagram and Vintage Freak 32. Their links are in the description down below, but you can write their name down, make sure that you're following them. Marcy and Stephanie, when is your next live sale on Instagram? I know we're past 10 o'clock. I'm trying to wrap this up.
My next live sale is tomorrow. I'm selling with Sarah from the Traveling Button. I just posted a reel of
Don't go to it.
Michael doesn't want the competition. Yeah. No. So
Stephanie's gonna be there. So
His indie
I
live
know.
sales.
God darn it. No, but we are selling tomorrow. We're starting late. We're starting at 10 Eastern. But yeah, we're
pumpkin time.
Misty, honey, I'm telling you, I know some of the stuff that's going to be on that sale now.
Yes, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I haven't even picked out all the items. Theo helped me pick out some items, but yeah, I have an amazing shelf. It's all cool stuff I found in Wisconsin. Michelle might even have been there. So, yeah.
Memories.
Memories.
Yeah.
I'm having a live. Well, Michael and I are having a live sale tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern Standard Time with Michelle, Comfy Cozy Living. Stephanie, when's your next gig?
Mine is, I took the month off of April from doing live sales, so I'm getting back on the horse. And it is also with Sarah. It is on Cinco de Mayo, and we'll be drinking some margaritas and having a good time.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be total trash, I'm sure, because yeah.
Sarah said she's bringing
A
the
good
good.
Sarah is bringing the good.
The good.
Don't go to that sale either. No.
Yeah. And honestly, if you are on YouTube and making content and you don't have Instagram, get it. It's free. You can watch it. Listen, there are YouTube videos for everything. I'm sure that there are YouTube videos out there of how to navigate Instagram. And so make sure that you are watching those. That's how I learned how to edit videos by watching YouTube videos. Every editing software has like an academy that you can learn. And I'm not that great at it, but I know the basics. Then where did I see? So hi, Christy. A lot of people, I know that we're past 10 o'clock. Are you guys, Michael, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you girls okay? Okay. Maybe like.
They're ISN After Dark members. They're like, we just get started.
I know,
Yeah.
but this has just been such a good chat. I just like I'm enjoying this so much. I'm like, I don't, we'll just like maybe 6 more minutes. A lot of people don't know how Instagram sales work. Can someone explain how it works? It's basically just like YouTube, only it's on Instagram. And Christy, come to our sale tomorrow. We're going to do our sale Instagram style. So you'll find out. I'm nervous about it.
You guys will be fine.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
It might be a little messy at first, but we'll be able to.
Lord, it's on my channel too. See, this always happens.
Just encourage people to put their highest bid in from the beginning. That's the crux of the matter, because then it gets through faster.
Oh, Cindy, she doesn't understand the swipe up. Cindy, the swipe up is after you get 10,000 followers on Instagram, you have the ability to post a link. And so you can say swipe up. And so someone, if they have your story on, they just have to go whoop, and it takes them directly to that link. It's like magic, like magic. So you can say, I posted a new video today, swipe up, and they swipe up, and it takes them directly to your video.
Voila.
Magic. It's great.
It's fancy.
Thank you, Toledo. Thank you, Toledo, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, Toledo Antiques, they do a lot of sales on Instagram as well. They have a lot of group sales. So make sure that you're following them on Instagram as well. They have a lot of great sales.
David in the mix.
Yeah. Kara said that she tried to buy something on Instagram live sales the other night, but the seller told me to send a screenshot of my payment verification. I don't understand what that means.
Oh, that's old school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we do screenshots if you can of the item that you purchased. Otherwise, you can just send me like, I purchased the pink cat bank. Perfect. And then you send your PayPal information and your zip code, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need anything else. So
it's just
like, great, but it's not necessary.
It's just like on the YouTube sales. They just need your Instagram, email, and your shipping address. And that's basically, do you guys ever use the PayPal Me link?
No.
I have it, but I never use it either. I mean, basically, but I like doing it old school because I like to see the invoice. And if there's ever any question, then I can see all the itemized things on the invoice. So I don't ever use that. Let's see, where else? Oh, yeah, I saw something else. Okay, Jean wants to know, can you explain the just in case bid and how it works, please?
Yes.
I would like to listen to this too, because I need to listen to it again.
So if the highest bid, whether you're the highest bidder or not, So if the highest bid is $50 and we're counting down the item, we are counting down from 20, and you want to make sure that you get this item, then you put in your just in case bid, and that would be the maximum amount that you are willing to spend. So you are, okay, if the bid is $50, your just in case bid is 75. So you type in 75 JIC. That way, if somebody comes in right before the bid end with a bid of 51, you're not going to lose it. All that happens is the seller, being us, would bid you up to 52, one above the last bid or the highest bid, and then you get it for 52. So it just prevents sniping. You know, it allows the seller. And
you know, our snipers are going to be like, no.
Yeah. And it's not, I mean, because people will snipe sometimes for more than your just in case bid, and then, you know, you still can lose the item, but at least you know that you put in the bid for the maximum amount that you're willing to pay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know too if you guys want to try to have, since you have you have a lot more people who come to the live, if you make one person be the bid end line person, where there's no more, I mean, we always have somebody say bid in the comments, and then that's when we know to cut it off. I know sometimes you guys put stopper, I mean, obviously it's to your, but so you have that line of there's no more bidding here.
Now, I think I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that it's very interesting the way in which you guys have chosen to do that, because you allowed the viewers to put in bid end, because and correct me if I'm wrong, but in theory that you have the viewers put in bid end, because then there's no discrepancy between what you see versus what the viewers see. So that way it's all simpatico, because when that bid end comes in, there's no question as to, well, I got that in before then, and well, you know, you guys are 10 seconds ahead, so you put in bid end, and so
and even still you have people say, well, I saw the bid end come up while they were still counting down, and that's just your internet. It's accounting for the delay. It's accounting for, you know, we shouldn't be the ones putting it in, because obviously it's going to show up way before, you know, it's yeah.
Right.
Muy simpático, yes.
And you have to make sure that the person who puts the bid end in is not bidding, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous about it tomorrow. I'll be honest, but I'm willing to try it, because I think that it would I would like to be able to sell more things in a live sale and it not take, you know, the offer ups take a long time. They really do. Joanne, explain other sales, not live sales. We kind of did that at the beginning, Joanne. Basically, there are people, they can post a photo of an item. They call those a static sale. And then it's the first person to make a bid, or the first person to claim it, like say me or mine, or a lot of times like the Instagram seller will put like their shop rules in first. That will be the first post of all of the pictures that they're going to post in their Instagram feed. So you just read that and you'll see what they want you to do as far as claiming an item. And the first person to claim it underneath in the comment basically will reserve it. I know that you guys do a lot of times will want people to put in a backup bid, and that's just like a BU, because sometimes people don't follow through or they change their mind, and that way you have a backup person. I've actually bought things as a backup bidder several times on a live sale, so that's encouraged as well.
The other thing to know about static sales on Instagram, or Instagram sales where you post the specific photos of the items, I always know that if an item is really sought after, and I know that a lot of people are going to be claiming it right away after I post it, I take a screenshot of the notifications as they come into my notification center, because Instagram likes to scramble those comments, so it doesn't always show up on your Instagram feed in the same order as the actual claims show up. So I always screenshot the notification center. That way I can say, this is the first notification that I got, and it has to go by what I see on my screen. I've had people who are so upset because their screen shows that they were first. It's like,
Oh yeah.
That's your internet. That's your internet lag. Your comment is always going to post first. Then you have to refresh and then see where your comment appears. And it's not always going to appear on your screen the way it appears on my screen. So I just recently had some snail shakers that everybody wanted, and I had 6 claims within the first 3 seconds of the item being posted, and I screenshotted the notifications and I sent it to every single person that bid. It's like, this is the person that won. You can clearly see this is the person that won, and I still had somebody argue with me. But it's like
we get that too. We get that a lot too, and it's not like you're trying to ignore that person when they're constantly saying in the chat, I was first, but you can't like stop every 5 minutes. The moderators will usually, and everyone's really not even a moderator. You don't even have to be a moderator. Everyone's like, they're like, no, you weren't, you were 12th or whatever. Katie says, she's asked this question a couple times. What is the best link for an Instagram post? Should you do a big write-up? Like for a story? Is that what you're talking about, Katie?
Probably for a static post.
Oh, for a static post. Okay.
And I don't know what your thoughts are, Stephanie, but my thoughts are that it shouldn't be a big write-up. It should be, because if somebody has to click on it to see the rest of your text.
It's going to cut off. It's going to cut off anyway, and then they're going to have to click show more, and
the only thing that I want but below that show more is hashtags. Like my list of hashtags can be below that show more because those are just there for searching. But anything like any pertinent information, including the price, should all be in that first core post. And on your post, like for my sale post, I do not post the hashtags as I post the items. I post the hashtags in the comments because it does not make a difference for the algorithm whether it's posted in the body of the post or if it's posted in the comments. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Lena says people buying on Instagram go through PayPal as well. Yes.
Most of the time.
Yeah. I know
reputable sellers go through PayPal. Can I say that?
Some sellers do PayPal only.
PayPal is a lot of people are scared to use PayPal. I'm telling you, PayPal is the best way that protects both the buyer and the seller. I just don't do Venmo. I don't do any of that. PayPal is safe and secure.
Yep.
And you don't have to have a PayPal account to pay a PayPal invoice from somebody. You just have to have a credit card. And you email you pay it like you went to the store and shopped and paid, so.
Yep. And I don't know about you guys. I don't know. You guys don't print labels through PayPal, but I always print my labels through PayPal. And I have a shop rule where I do not change your PayPal address. If you change your address, it is your responsibility to make sure that PayPal address is correct. I'm not changing it for you. That voids any protection that I have as a seller.
Absolutely.
It is your responsibility to make sure that PayPal address is correct. If you want it sent as a gift, it is your responsibility to send that on as a gift. I am not sending it to the recipient unless that recipient's email or address is the address that it's in PayPal. Yeah. I'm not sending it to any address other than that.
That's a really good thing to bring up because that happens a lot with YouTube sales. People are trying to be very kind and generous, and they want us to send something to somebody else, or they're buying it for someone else. So yeah, that's a good thing to think about.
I didn't even know that actually.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I've had it happen a couple of times, and
Me too.
There's just no way. I'm not changing your address in PayPal. Well, it'll be sent on to the wrong side of the country. Well, I'm sorry. I hope your forwarding address is correct with USPS.
I've had it come all the way back to me. The package come back to me, and I'm like, why is this wrong address? And it got sent back to me, and then I messaged the person, and they're like, oh yeah, I don't live there anymore. Well,
yeah, you're supposed to pay the money.
I charge them shipping again to ship it to the right.
I don't print my labels through PayPal. I print all of my labels through Pirate Ship.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I send them a tracking number through PayPal, but I print everything through Pirate Ship.
Do you have to type in the address through Pirate Ship?
Yeah, you just cut and paste it.
Oh, okay. See it.
And if it's often, We there?
You
You
froze
bet.
for a
If
second.
it's a customer that you buy through that buys through to you often, all I got to do is type in their name in the search, and it'll bring back up, and then I just hit previous screen, or no, repeat payment or repeat shipment or something. I can't remember the exact words, and then I just change the info, and it goes on. So that's the way that I do it. That's the easiest. Everybody does it differently, but that's what I like to do. All right. This was a very useful, very fun. Michael and I have been so excited to have this chat going on tonight because I think that it's great. So make sure that you guys do go check out their, let me take off this thing so everyone can see their names. Make sure that you go and check out these lovely ladies on their Instagram feeds. And you never know. Michael and I have said, well, I would love to do an evening sale at some point because my sales are always during the day, and I can't really do them on YouTube because there's always a sale going on YouTube. So I would love to do an evening sale sometime. So that would be a fun thing to do maybe eventually. And we will see how the sale goes tomorrow. It could crash and burn. And it's be on my channel, so
It'll be good.
will.
It'll be good.
Oh,
Yeah,
stop.
you'll be fine.
It probably will. So if you're at our sale tomorrow, be patient with us because we're going to try it and see how it goes. And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just one sale out of many. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. And we,
Sorry.
what did it say?
I figured that was an inside
Those are
joke.
my friends messing with.
It's good to have friends.
Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca. So yeah, thank you guys so much. This was so much fun. The sale is not on Instagram tomorrow, Kara. We're going to do an Instagram style sale on Three's Company. So we'll see how it goes. I may not sleep tonight because I'm going to be thinking about it, but
It'll be so good.
thank you guys so much. And
Thank you.
make sure that you're set up on Instagram and get that going. And I'm excited that this was streaming on Facebook too. So I feel like I'm moving on up in the world, maybe a little bit on.
Oh.
We'll see. And actually the sale tomorrow will be also live streaming on Facebook as well. So that could add a whole other complication into the mix. So we'll see how it goes. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Make sure that you follow everybody. And if you have a YouTube channel or Instagram live sale, make sure that you do post that in the comments going up, and everybody follow everybody. And it was a great night. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.